What's going on YouTube? It's your boy JV, and we're here today just talking about what the best augments are, what you should be using in all your Black Ops 6 zombie games. I'm just going to go into a quick detailed list of what you should put on, why I think you need to do so. Multiple prestige levels already. I've beaten the Easter egg, solo, duo, trio, and quad. I've helped many of my viewers live on stream complete the Easter egg. So definitely take a look. Feel free to pause at any time, copy and paste, or just give the stuff a try. I'm pretty sure you'll be very happy with my augment setup. I think it's the best way to go. So to start off, we're gonna start with Stamina-Up. So Stamina-Up, the base of this perk, as always, is going to increase your movement speed. But the type of augments you want to put on are going to be one for your major augment. You're going to want Stalker. Stalker is going to allow you to walk faster while aiming. You might be familiar with this, as this was generally a multiplayer perk that people used to use, which is pretty cool. It's going to help you a lot when you're just aiming down the sight if you're not playing in third-person mode, and just being able to strafe while shooting the zombies. When you compare that to the other major augments like Dasher and Free Faller, I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't really found a lot of situations where I'm jumping off of something and been like, oh, I wish I was immune to fall damage in either of the zombie maps. You get what I'm saying? So like, I don't really see the huge benefit to that. And then increased tactical sprint duration. There's other movement perks that you're going to be able to put on that's going to help you with in terms of like your movement speed and be able to slide around fast and etc, etc. So it's really not a big thing. So definitely want to put on Stalker first, and then for your minor augment, you're going to want to put on Hot Foot. Gain a speed boost after an equipment kills an enemy. So that means that like if you have a throwing knife, you can throw a knife a zombie to finish him, and then you get a speed boost off. I prefer that over the other two, using equipment while sprinting, and then while tactical sprinting, projectile damage is reduced. There's a lot of other augments that either will do something similar or are just better. You're just better off in general. So Hot Foot is definitely going to be the way you want to go. Now, the next perk we're going to talk about is Quick Revive. For Quick Revive, you could definitely mix and match it, I guess, depending on your playstyle. I definitely prefer Dying Wish. Lethal damage. On lethal damage, you become immune to all damage for 2 seconds and keep 1 health. So that means not what happens to your shield. That means what happens to your physical health. So I don't know if while you're playing, you ever notice sometimes the zombies keep hitting you. Sometimes the shield doesn't take all the damage that's incoming. This will make it so that instead of you going down, Quick Revive perk is used. Like, you'll see it literally like disappears, and you now have a get out of jail free card basically to escape and disappear. So it's definitely the way you'd want to do this. Now, the other major augment you can put on, because I do think this perk's augmentations can be used in multiple ways. You could do EMT, where reviving an ally allows them to keep all the perks on their bleed out bar. That is pretty cool. You don't necessarily have to be the one to run that if you in particular, but I think that's also probably the only other major augment that's good for this perk. Now, equivalent exchange, I'm not really into this one, because depending on what round it is, when you use Quick Revive while down, killing an enemy will revive you and remove Quick Revive. This can be done 3 times. If I'm on like round 30 or round 40, depending on what guns I'm using at that point when I'm downed, those zombies, remember, they disappear from you. They start heading off to your other teammates, or just wind up going to another part of the map. You don't have that long to get a kill on one of these zombies. So if you don't get the kill in time and they just all disappear, then you're just sitting there stuck. Whereas you could have Dying Wish or EMT instead. Now, for the minor augment, I definitely recommend running Swift Recovery. Reviving an ally increases both of your movement speed for a short time. I love using that minor augment. I pick up my boys and randoms online, and with that speed bonus, especially with people that maybe aren't as good as you, they're just able to dip off, get a quick little recovery, and start getting on their way to picking back up all their perks and getting their money back in order. So I prefer that. These other minor augments like Karmic Return, reviving an ally heals you to full health. I don't really need that. Slow death, increase your time in last stand. That sounds pretty good, but like, personally, me, I'm a pretty good zombie player. I don't go down that often. I don't really care about this last stand thing. And as long as your other teammates already are also getting Quick Revive, as you should be recommending to them, that won't really matter, because by the time they get to you, they don't really need much time to pick you up, especially if they're running perks like Jug. So definitely will be fine there. Now, the augments you're going to want to run for Juggernog, which is going to be there's different ways of running it. Depends on your playstyle. For me, reactive armor is the best major augment. When an armor plate breaks, nearby normal enemies are stunned for a short time. This literally is the best way to just farm zombies for camos. That's what I've been using all the time. Lets you just sit real close to them and not have to really worry about getting downed, especially once you buy the purple armor pack and you have 3 shields instead of just 1. It feels amazing. It feels like you just have eternal life, to be honest with you, and you just keep picking plates up off the ground, or just continue crafting plates at one of the craft stores. I will say, during the first couple times of me figuring out how to beat the end boss for the Easter egg, or on Terminus, or even doing the Easter egg fight on Liberty Falls, this felt like the game changer of what kept me alive, versus like when I first got Jug and I didn't have this. Now, there are a lot of people that really like Turtle Shell. Your armor completely absorbs damage to your back, but no damage mitigation when hit from the front. A lot of people like that. I don't like that at all. It's just I'm constantly moving back and forth, so I'd rather the armor protect me all over, back and front. That's just me personally. Probiotics slightly increase maximum health with Juggernog. That's only going to take your health from 250 to 300. I don't really see a big jump from there. I'd rather have reactive armor than doing probiotic. You get what I'm saying? Now, for the minor augments, I think the best one is hardened plates, where your armor plates have more damage mitigation. So that means that the damage that's incoming isn't as much, which means they're going to be harder to break. You can also do durable plates, where the armor plates themselves are just overall more durable, no matter how much damage is being hit into them. I like the hardened plates because that means that no matter what type of damage I'm taking from, whether it's the elite zombies or if it's one of the bosses, I'm not going to really have to run through plates as much. Retaliation, deal bonus damage while health is low. Not really a need for that. This isn't really like an RPG game where like that's something you really want to put on. You could try it if you want, but I don't think it's really worth it, especially when hardened plates and durable plates are options that are literally going to allow you to live for longer. So I'd rather you run that for Juggernog. For Melee Macchiato, I really like, for the major augment, doing Espresso. All melee attacks are slightly faster. I like just hitting, getting out. The other ones you can do, which is like melee attacks heal a small amount of your health, I guess. It's not really that big of a deal. Triple shot, that's why I even stopped researching it fully, because there's no need for that. Triple shot, your punch can hit multiple enemies at once. I mean, I guess if you're trying to do certain things with like the knife and etc., maybe that's a big thing for you. But once you're done camel grinding, what's the point? So I mean, it's not really anything. Overall, Espresso is going to be much better because you're going to be able to get more knife attacks, especially when there's higher rounds and there's a lot of zombies in front of your face. And that's kind of like the point of the thought process that I'm having as I'm like kind of explaining this to you guys. Now, for the minor augment, I would say the best one is strength training. Your punch can one-hit kill normal enemies for more rounds, because at a certain point, your knife is going to stop being as powerful, or even just like your fist in general. So for me personally, strength training is the best way to go. If you're running RPGs, you're running any sort of those large explosives, like hidden impact is pretty cool. Melee kills reload a portion of your held weapon. That's pretty cool, especially when it's hard to, when you know that you're not really getting much ammo to begin with in the slot. So hidden impact can be one, depending on if you know what your play styles. Might be something you switch in and out, but I wouldn't say it's too big. And then stick and move, backpedal speed is increased after a successful melee tag. Who really cares about that? That's whack. I'm telling you, just run Espresso and run strength training and you're fine on there. Now, the best augmentation to run for Speed Cola for the major augment is going to be classic formula. Your reload speed is going to be even faster. Speed Cola is already giving you your reload speed and replating armor faster, but now the fact that you can reload even faster than what Speed Cola was doing to begin with is, how can you not want that? Supercharged field upgrades recharge a bit faster. There's other augmentations you can get from other perks that can do something similar. I don't think that takes more of a heightened priority over reloading your gun faster when that's what's saving your life. So I would definitely want to do that. Phantom reload, I think it's a waste of time. Now for the minor augmentation, I think the only one that's worth talking is just quick swap. Swap your weapons faster. So if you're running multiple guns, you got a ray gun, you have one of the wonder weapons, maybe you're doing Mustang and Sally and you're running the ASG shotgun, which is a standard loadout a lot of people are doing. Swapping between the guns could be the difference between being alive and not being alive anymore. Speedy roulette, the mystery box selling much faster. It's not game changing. Fast pitcher deploys equipment faster. It's also not game changing. So I think we're done with Speed Cola. For PHD Flopper, definitely a couple different ways you can run this. Personally, for the major augment, I like running PHD slider. Sliding into enemies triggers your explosions. You kind of get that purple aura behind you as you're sliding, which you might have seen a lot of people online doing. That's pretty cool. Or you can do Dr. Ram. Tactical sprint knocks down and damages base zombies. So as you're sliding into people, you can start doing damage to like normal zombies. It won't really do anything to like elite zombies, but I mean, it's still worth it. Gravity, just falling from heights to creates explosions. I guess if you really like using PHD, then that's the way to go, but I don't think that's game changing. Now for the minor augmentation, you definitely need to run Tribologist. Your sliding distance and speed are increased. So using this and then using stamina, you're gonna feel like you're flying around the map once you get all your perks done. So definitely the way to go for that. These other ones, Environmentalist and EOD Technician, are kind of just a waste. I mean, Environmentalist is kind of cool, being immune to environmental damage while sliding, but I don't really know if that's too big of a deal. Now for the next perk, Deadshot Daiquiri, which, to be honest, besides Jug, and I mean, as long as you don't think quick revive, of course, self revive, whatever it is of course a very important perk. But Deadshot Daiquiri is going to, one, help you with camel grinding. That's a big thing for a lot of folks. Two, like to do such insane amounts of damage at a single time that this is probably the second, or for some people, the first perk that you really should get. Now for the major augment, I usually do dead first, deal double critical damage if an enemy is at full health. So that means that my first shot on you, I'm going to be able to do double critical damage if it's a critical shot, which is absolutely insane. On some of the elite monsters, or on the abominations, you could do anywhere between like 12,000 to like 30,000 in like damage attack, which is like nuts. These other ones like further increase critical damage, deadhead, I guess, but not really as big of a deal. Like you're gonna be able to do a lot more damage using dead first, especially when you talk about using things like Mustang and Sally, or using the LS sniper with the explosive rounds. That's pretty big. Dead again, critical hits have a chance of adding a bullet to your magazine. Not really game changing. You're talking about like every time I get a critical shot, I get to add one bullet into the chamber. It's not really big. Minor augment, increased damage to armor pieces. Higher rounds, you will have a lot more armored zombies, so this can be very important. Dead draw, reduce hip fire spread. You could literally just put your game in third person and your hip fire spread is on the money. Dead set, reduce gun movement while doing advanced movement. That's not really big. So definitely you want to run dead first and dead break. Those are the most important augments for Deadshot Daiquiri. Now for the last perk, which is one of my newly favorite perks, I will say, in the game, because it adds something that no one expected. Elemental Pop, which a lot of people aren't aware of, is the secret. It's basically two perks in one if you run it correctly. So Elemental Pops mainly does it when you attack while having it, you trigger a random ammo mod. So whether it's like the incendiary rounds or the shock wire, dead wire, any of those ammo mod augmentations that you add to your gun and you use, those are going to go off in general. But when you use Elemental Pop, it can trigger random of any of the ones that you have access to, which is really cool. But on top of that, one of the major augments for this is Electric Cherry. Electric Cherry is a former perk from the other Black Ops Zombie games, where when you reload, and depending on how much ammo you had left in the gun, an Electric Cherry, a charge, popped, and it would kind of do some damage and stun for a brief moment the zombies that were surrounding you, which is crazy. And a lot of people were kind of upset that some perks are missing from this game, and the fact that Electric Cherry is hidden inside this perk, I think is super cool. So definitely, if you guys haven't yet, you want to work on researching Elemental Pop so you can unlock Electric Cherry, because it definitely is a game changer, especially when surrounded by a bunch of zombies. It will save your life. And then for minor augment, I'd probably say put on Vulnera Bean. Slightly increases enemies' elemental weakness damage. So as you guys may not be aware, but some enemies are more affected by different elemental ammo types versus others. Definitely want to do some research and figure that out. And then, as you go to different boss fights, or when you're facing a certain amount, like if you're doing the camel grind and you're trying to fly through deleting like the manglers or abominations and etc., having a certain ammo type is going to help you more than others. And with Vulnera Bean, it's going to help you even farther. I will say some of these other ones are kind of like just fun to use, like Pineapple Blast. Equipment can also trigger a random ammo mod, which is cool. So it's like throwing grenades and etc. Or Chillberry, slightly reduce all ammo mod cooldowns. If you want the ammo mod cooldowns to go down, you use Chillberry, which is cool. But I would definitely say Electric Cherry and Vulnera Bean is where you want to be when it comes to these. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for today. That's pretty much everything there is to do with the different perk colas and the augmentations that are best to use for them. If you guys have any questions on the augmentations or have ideas for the ways that you like using your perks, please feel free to let me know down below in the comments, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.